Okay, so we're back. Sorry, we had some technical issues there. I was trying to figure out what the setting was that was making my mic not come out. I actually had the mute button pushed. I feel like an idiot. So let's go through the highlights from today's game. Paul, sorry, yeah, the volume was out, but hopefully you guys can hear me now. Just a slight technical difficulty. That's what spring training is for, man. You're working out the kinks. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. That was one of your all-time. That's the Trojans Boner of the Week award. But we're up and running now. So please forgive that error. It's just chalk it up to long winter. Just getting back into baseball shape. So here we go. All right, let's talk about the highlights that you're seeing up in your right-hand corner. First of all, yes, that last strike of the game was BS. I agree with you. But let's talk about Domingo German. I'm going to go back to the beginning here so we can watch through the highlights together. Domingo German looked absolutely phenomenal today. Great changeup. It looked like he was getting more sink on his changeup than he usually has. I mean, this is just an unbelievable strikeout pitch. Just falls right off the table. And then also, he wasn't really throwing his curveball, and that's really his best pitch. He was throwing it, but it really wasn't doing anything. It was just kind of rolling in there, just kind of tumbling. So thanks to everybody who was patient. I see we got 31 people back on. It looks like we lost about 20 after the issue with my volume. So sorry about that. But Domingo German, absolutely fantastic. You might see here that I have a little note called Judge Cut Gems. I want to see if I have that. I have a little clip here that I want to show of Aaron Judge because his teeth being fixed really reminds me of something. And maybe you guys have seen this movie, Uncut Gems. Come on. Come on. All right. So that's my note on Aaron Judge and his beautiful new chompers. Luis Medina came in today. We were seeing highlights yesterday from Davey Garcia. Luis Medina came in today and actually pitched pretty poorly. His mechanics were all over the place. You see there a high fastball that got the swing. There's another high fastball, got the strike. I thought that might have been a little up. Here's a strikeout on a breaking ball. So the breaking ball was there. But hey, look, you can't walk four people in an inning. I mean, what else is there to say about that? His stuff was terrific, 96, 98, but it doesn't matter if you can't throw it over the plate. So Medina was absolutely horrendous. We saw the opposite field home run from Gleyber Torres. That's the Gleyber Torres that we're used to seeing. Gleyber Torres took an inside pitch. Let's take a look at that real quick. We've got it back here. Let's just scooch back just a little bit. And I'll show you. Inside pitch. Look where that target is, low and in. And he goes down and gets it, but because of the angle that he hits it with, he drives it the other way. You'll see a zoomed in version in just a second. Yeah, I mean, so Gleyber obviously getting his swing back. Looked like he sunk down into his legs a little bit more. Great throw by Gary Sanchez here to nail the guy at second base by a couple of feet. And then more Medina. Again, 98 miles an hour up in the zone. But look how much he's falling off towards the first base side, right? That means you're off balance. Let's go back and watch that again. He's fallen off towards first base. It's the same problem that we see with Clark Schmidt. You've got to have all your momentum going right towards home plate. If he had good control, Paul Gigliotti, he's right. He would have been lights out. Lori C says, Gleyber getting ready for a big year. I agree. I'm going to try and pull up the box score here so that you guys can take a look at the box score from today's game. And we can just talk through it here. I should have had it pulled up, but I didn't. Tie game. I hate tie game. Even though it's spring and it doesn't count. Just something about tying. I just don't like ties in baseball. Why do they not have the box score up yet? Oh, okay, there it is. Box score. Okay, so we see that Aaron Judge was 1 for 3. DJ LeMahieu, the machine, turned on already. The machine turned on already, 2 for 2 today. Aaron Hicks picked up a hard hit double, lined through the right side in pull mode very much. John Carlos Stanton still off to a slow start. I'm not too worried about him as long as he stays healthy. He's going to hit. We saw Austin Wells pinch run. Luke Voigt was my take to rake. He didn't end up doing too much today. And then we've got Gleyber Torres, obviously, with that home run. Oswald Peraza got in there, didn't do much offensively. We saw Brett Gardner for the first time this spring today. At least I did. And he didn't do much. Gary Sanchez, not much at the plate. Looked to me like Gary Sanchez is really getting that leg up in his leg kick much earlier now. It's like he's trying to get himself into a balanced position with his leg already up. And then he just kind of drives towards the baseball. And Duhar popped up a couple of times today. It looked like he was late on the fastball. Let's take a look at the pitching. German, obviously terrific. 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Michael King, 2 innings. I thought Michael King was great. Ground balls all day long. You know, I'm a big supporter of Michael King. He hasn't been that impressive to me yet, but I really love guys who can throw that sinker because it allows you to have efficient outs out of the bullpen. You can get in there and throw 6 or 8 pitches, get 3 ground balls to shortstop and be done and get it and be able to go another inning or 2. And then we saw Tyler Lyons and then obviously Medina, 2/3 of an inning, no hits, 1 run, 4 walks, did have the 1 strikeout. I thought Luis Heel looked pretty good there at the end of the game too. I thought he had pretty good stuff there. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the game. What did you guys think? Tie games are not very fun to see once the game is over. Yeah, I agree. Max Schlosky says we should do a show together sometime. You and I could talk baseball all day long. I've had a lot of requests for people who want to just come on and talk baseball. I tend to only do it with guys who have, guys or gals, whoever, who have a legitimate channel because, you know, being on camera isn't for everybody. And so I like to try and expand my audience by bringing on other folks who, you know, let me try and get in front of the camera a little bit, who have an audience. So that's why I do a lot with Patrick. And I did one with Jason Surge. I did one with Eric Hubbs. I try to bring in other content creators because I'm still in growth mode. Ultimately, I would love to be at the point where I could interview, you know, famous people and stuff. But I think mostly my niche is people just want to find out what's going on with the team. They want to have a little bit of a high production value. And so that's kind of what I'm here to provide. Ties are better than the 15-0 loss. Amen to that. Amen to that. Derek, where's the merch link? So I had to delete my description because the stream wasn't working with my volume. So I'll put it back on in just a minute. Let me just hop. I'll add it when the stream is over, and you guys can go in and get. But yeah, in case you missed it, this is the new merch hat. NYY Recaps. I also got one for my podcast with Patrick. This is the 643 DP. It's got a little extra green there at the bottom because of the distressed letter. So I'm not sure. I love that, how that came out. Hey, what's up? THG, Wicked 50 cal. So yeah, Yankees eke out a tie. They were winning 1-0 till late in the game. Luis Medina came in, struggled. So, overall, I thought this was a pretty good game to watch. Showed off a few things. Gleyber Torres looking better. Domingo German just seized control of the number 5 spot in the rotation, if you ask me. And then, obviously there's a long way to go, but his stuff was just absolutely lights out. And he didn't even have his best pitch going, that curveball. So, Yanks looked all right today. It is a tie game, but hey, thanks for watching. Sorry that we had some volume issues. Hopefully it goes better as we move along. I'm still getting used to this new live streaming setup. My bread and butter is the pregame shows like you saw earlier today. So go ahead and subscribe if you're new. We're closing in on 10,000 subscribers. Hopefully we'll get to, 20 or 30, maybe even 40 by the end of the season. I think Social Blade, which is the website that projects these things, is putting me at about, I think, 50 or so thousand by the end of the season. So, we'll see. We'll see where this thing ends up. But I appreciate everybody hopping on to watch one of these, and I will see you next time.